Hey, how you doing, Professor? Yeah, I was having problems with my program. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, this is my final for this class for transmedia marketing, and I've chose "Wolves Don't Lose Sleep Over the Opinion of Sheep" as my personal project of a book I wrote on transmedia, well, interactive transmedia. Hey, thank you for an awesome semester. All right, I chose X-Men. X-Men is America's superhero film series based on a fictional superhero team of the same name, who originally appeared in a series of comic books created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. X-Men started out as a comic book, and then it progressed throughout history. Then cartoon, and then memorabilia, cards, and then the actual film. Wolverine comic book. It started out, I see how they started out with, with concepts and how they added characters, and then they started building worlds, and then they started building, they started doing different types of worlds. You had your on Earth, you had your time travel, you had your outer space. Just different things like that, which was all conjoined to build the whole storyline of X-Men, and the transition of characters and storylines of multi-cross platforms. Everything I just mentioned, like all combined into one big awesome story that's going to last throughout history. Now, marketing strategy. With X-Men, we want to approach the male youths from 8 to 24. We want to add love stories for young females to grow with, tasteful but still entertainment. Also, add characters of different origins to identify with different consumers from different walks of life. And we want to develop this project for both female and male characters. And like I was saying earlier, we must appeal to worldwide audiences. Now, the education levels to appeal to preschool to past to post college. Yeah, we want to be able to, there's always, babies being born and, different eras. You got your baby boomers, you got your millennials, you got your Generation X's. And, we want to kind of stay relevant with the new, with the newcomers to each era and be prepared for the next era as well. So, and really be focused on longevity. And what we must do is must appeal to the American culture. We want to keep the storylines, hot and keep them mixed in with like reality imitating art. And we want to develop this from all walks of life. We want to use actual reality to even develop a storyline for content, you know, focused on content and driven by business pretty much. And for revenue, merchandising, toys, cards, video games, films, such and such and such and such and blah, blah, blah. Now, the storyline, like I was saying earlier, was we want to use real life situations to add to each character individually, you know. And we pretty much come up with inspiration for these characters from many facets of flows of information, like, people we admire, things we dream about, insecurities, our opinions, wishes, kind of like if you wish you had a superpower, what would it be? And another thing we want to focus on is the audience participation. So we want to be able to bring in, consumers and, be able to make money and, respect our shareholders and stuff like that. I think it'd be pretty awesome, toys, real life size costume characters and build a world. Yeah, I think so. This would help with the market and the advertising like on mass levels. And like as far as building the world, like I was saying earlier, use real Earth locations and identifications, and we can even go into the daydreamers pond, dealing with the outer space aliens and time travel, and just tie it all in. And it's more fun than it sounds actually. When we're brainstorming and coming up with ideas and developing these products. And above all, we must use common sense to, just use common sense on entertainment. Some episodes might be learning. Some episodes might be fighting. Some episodes might be a time to think. We don't want to just try to brainwash our viewers into being mass violence, and we kind of want to keep it tasteful, but at the same time, just think it and dream it, and we'll build it. Now, on a deeper level of audience participation, I want to equate the interactive VR experiences, where a cell phone go into the headset to play the virtual reality situations and experiences, and I think that would be a good look to go. And I know that we have much more to go, as far as VR gaming is, and what's to come after VR, where you actually suit up and get in a dome and actually be running, jumping over mountains and stuff, and who knows, maybe time travel will be possible. And and on a more personal note, we could do autograph signings, and even with hospital visits for cast to mentally terminally or even mentally ill children. And it's mass media and press coverage. I don't want to be saying the same things that you would already think of. And and I don't want to, this isn't a strategy on how we would make it happen. This is just a strategy that I put together to ponder and think, the first stage in even developing a plan to even promote a product, whether it be a video game, movie, film, or, anything of the above. Revenue streams, uh, revenue streams is a pretty wide range, but I'm gonna stick with some of the basics like the Googles and the Google, the putting material on YouTube, and basically, I think that in my personal opinion and from personal experience, I think to run a good successful campaign is going to be easily $100,000 a year to sell anything on YouTube, unless you're PewDiePie or something. So, but there are many revenue stream possibilities, with even the merchandising, the t-shirts, the lunch boxes, the cards, the comic books, the films, When I was working with Marvel Comics and Spider-Man series, you know, I saw those DVD packs go out like hotcakes. Yeah, $40 to $50 for a 4 pack Spider-Man trilogy or whatever it was, and the merchandising, Halloween costumes. Yeah, we can sit here and talk all day about revenue streams, so I just leave it pretty basic. Now, the book that I wrote, Wolves Don't Lose Sleep Over the Opinion of Sheep. Yeah, this book was made from personal experience, after living life, after writing the book, you kind of gotta wonder with who the wolves and who the sheep are sometimes, So, you know, I mean, wolves don't lose sleep over the opinion of sheep. Do sheep lose sleep over the opinion of wolves? Who knows? You could get a pretty good idea, but this is more based on the entertainment business and whatever platform it is. All right, now with the book on the transmedia aspect is the book, and I mean these are all what ifs. Okay, apply the budget. You could do comic books. With comic books, you could write a comic book or have it drawn out, about the music industry and, different demographics it could be appealed to. I don't know if you ever seen it, but they had those chick tracks, the religious small books, that preaches about Jesus that you find on the buses and on the subways, and people sit them around and you read them. Those are pretty cool. So, you never know what kind of style, I love Jesus Christ, but at the same time, that is an awesome marketing tool. Reality show, yeah, that would be a good transmedia platform avenue. Reality shows, and reality shows is concept and content driven. Whether it's scripted or unscripted. You got the Kardashians, you got Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, you got Empire, which is totally scripted but pulled from unscripted reality, and boxing and sports. There's a lot of different methods you can use to develop a really awesome reality show, and and always, it can't always be focused around one topic, so it got to be a bunch of different topics. And I find myself filming and filming in different types of projects and uploads to YouTube and editing and publishing, and the reality show I think would be an awesome avenue. The merchandising, the T-shirts, and the basics. Uh, Experimental concepts are always awesome because you have different types of ways you could do different types of many of things. So yeah, those experimental concepts are, we were talking today about while I was filming, a way to promote a product on T-shirts is take a bunch of them on down to Goodwill and give them to them, and let Goodwill sell them for like $1 or $2. And don't be shocked if you see uh, some guy or girl walking down the street wearing your shirt that they bought out of a thrift store. That's a pretty awesome concept. And we were sitting there talking, just bouncing ideas around. And I thought about this a long time ago, and I just mentioned it, and everybody got really happy. And the music, from the music studios, messages, podcasts, and the different, throughout this semester, I've spoken with you about the different work I was doing, like working with the ex NFL player Charles Farms the third. Just dealing with different personalities and putting together, putting celebrities in music videos and music to promote products, and it's a process which is pretty easy. And a video game, a video game app, whichever, I think it'd be more easier to do the app, but I would look at the Kardashian phone app and how they put together their whole project, and it was like super awesome. And the girl made what $160 million for making a phone app. You know, so this is just a concept project, so I don't really want to go too deep and keep you too long. So, but what we already have is tours and events, and touring August, September, October, November, December, January, February, then spring break, and I put a I put a the picture right here with the silver glasses on was I was filming a seminar. So seminars are a good way to tickets and blah 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 blah. It all links together, and then say, yeah. So over here is a flyer from one of my tours. You know, what I did was I was working with T Pain, Big Sean, J Cole, Matt Stillwell, had phone parties, Randy Rogers and band. MTV DJ Scribble. I work with Tiesto. I work with Skrillex. I work with a whole host of worldwide DJs that are house resident DJs in Las Vegas. And that's my album cover over there to the top right. And again, I put another copy of my book right there. So, I didn't want to make it too long. And I think this is a awesome, awesome way to promote and develop projects and everything. So, Professor, I hope that this met your specifications on, on our final. And again, I enjoyed this class. I enjoyed this semester, and if you know any, well, you probably do, but hey, tell your friends about me. My name's Evan Marsh, and I'm a dope rapper spitting dope flows forever.